So
yeah, you got to watch out for it. We know a lot of people have been winning throughout the regular season, so good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into the match. The Land of Dawn here, TNC and Smart Omega.
from one thing that I've seen here in the composition of Smart Omega is that they don't have very good late game insurance type of heroes aside from Etomax, which is now being punished and he has to use the flicker just to be able to get away. So that is something that TNC can do. Give the pressure to all of the members of Smart Omega. Whenever there are rotations, it has to be pristine. It has to be very precise. They have to take at least one hero down.
There's a pole who will deal more damage in the game. Innocent or Kelra.
And
It's a
gone.
Bruno. I feel like it should have
yeah.
pretty solid hits, but the Iksha is AoE. So
Yeah,
I
and
vote
it's funny too because, you know, as you take a look at the emblems here, I would say the impact of Iksha obviously takes time, but man, when she gets there, it doesn't get scary. And we've seen some great plays from Iksha alone throughout the, I guess, the past 2 weeks since she's been picked up. It hasn't been too long of the season where she's starting to be locked in by a lot of these teams here.
And it's also a trend wherein they tend to use the tenacity for all of the marksmen just so they could hang on in like the early moments of the matchup. Because again, they already predetermined that the pressure is going to come from all parts of the map, specifically in the gold lane where the damage is going to start up, but Ajay is going to have some problems here.
yeah, Ajay forced the flicker out as well. Makes that next turtle a little bit more OMG-centric for me. We're going to have to find out if Ajay is going to be able to make it without that flicker. But King Kong seems like he has more control here. And again, the Lancelot has a bigger advantage over the Martis, especially at this point of the game. So I don't blame him. Goyo, he's going to go in for the intercept here. Make sure that TNC will still get that turtle. Ajay, quite low penalty zone, just going down, making sure they ensure the kill onto Matty Boy here. That's a 1-for-1.
That was an interesting choice coming in from a Ryota because he didn't go down with Phylax. He didn't use the Primal Wrath, but it was the perfect time because the penalty zone was already committed. No flicker for Ajay to get away out of that situation. So aside from the fact that they didn't get the first turtle of the game, TNC also got first blood. Good thing, though, was a kill went on to Matt. So with that Quantum Charge, it's really going to help him propel in this match.
And a little milestone here. Congratulations to S12, vintage S12. He surpassed Hate an all-time kill leaderboard in MPL-PH with 732 kills.
Number 12.
He's ranked number 12 here. So, you know, again, we've seen... For S12, we know his impact that he can have for Smart Omega. I feel like a lot of the times, too, he just needs to get to that point, right? And when you have a Nova... Oh, hold on. Okay.
Ryota quite low here.
Ooh.
Ajay playing with fire a little bit as well. You can never really count out the combo of that Eden. So
yeah. So, again, you know, with S12 holding this Novaria pick, I think it's great for them, especially in the later portion of the game. But as we could see, you know, this is the case, guys. This is the trend. TNC usually has a pretty good lead for the early to mid-game transition, right? As they have already now, 2,000 gold ahead, which is kind of surprising that they've managed to do this just this quickly.
Yeah.
Right? But can they maintain that? Can they hold on to it and continue throughout the game? I think that's always the big point here. And even from the last turtle fight, right? Smart Omega is definitely going to want to do a better job at approaching those neutral objectives. But we can see a lot of focus still here for Kelvin and Chaku in the bottom lane. Turtle's now spawning in a couple seconds. There it is. And we'll see. Again, they're trying to keep things together. Another big component to this is that Diggy pick. Is it going to be useful here for a lot of these fights later on?
Oh, Ajay with penalty zone quite early on. That means TNC should be very confident
It's a reset,
for this
though.
turtle accidental reset here coming in from TNC. So I think I'll have to pile up on what you said, Daisu, man. Right now, TNC just knows how to play the early game.
Yeah. This is I don't know. I'm not sure what Smart Omega wants to do with the game plan for the most part, again, with what they drafted here. But this probably isn't it. They don't want to wait too long, you know, for the game to get out of control.
Yeah.
Well, it is a Martis, right?
Oh.
Which can be
Oh.
pretty good damage.
And it's a Lancelot.
But of course, it is a Lancelot as well. Minor movements. I wasn't even scared of that one for sure.
This is the reason why you have to respect King Kong when he uses these mechanical heroes, right? By the way, you guys were talking about how smart Omega is gonna take control in this one, but again, they've done a pretty good job in taking care of Kelra. He has already built up a Has clause that could help him sustain a little bit more in terms of these team fights. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Ixia has already built up the Corrosion Scythe for extra basic attack damage. And we're starting to see a little bit more pressure onto the bot lane because there's so many action happening in the top side where the turtle is there. Actually, little to no action because Matt's not even contesting it as much. The only kill and death that we've seen is from both XP laners from Smart Omega and TNC Pro Team. So those little things, especially with a Vision, is going to come in handy in the middle moments of the game where they're going to start to have damage, and that's the timing that Smart Omega will be waiting for.
Again, that's the thing, you know, I really wanted to see Matt kind of contest some of these turtle fights and everything like that. If they end up giving the third one away as well over to TNC, that just makes things a little bit harder, of course, for Smart Omega, especially when we get towards that first Lord, second Lord contention, right? That's going to be troublesome. You don't want to just continue to let things go away, but also Matt needs the support of his team here as well, right? He needs to be able to find those openings, those angles he's looking for. And this is one of the things that I'm saying, you know, when Chaknu, a player like Chaknu, okay, that was a penalty zone going out, but when Chaknu plays the Diggy,
yeah, Diggy right now, who is low. Scary
wait,
enough.
wait
Wait for the world, almost take it out. Goyo, you're a little low. A lot of flickers being used by TNC here. OMG, they're feeling it. They're feeling it. They will have control. No kills coming over, but you know Omega got the better of that one.
Okay, they get the turtle. That's great. Smart Omega finding a little bit of hope, a little bit of a win here. They still have quite a bit of a gold lead to work through, though.
First step was for Matt to use his retribution, which they became successful aside from that penalty zone thing. Next up, they forced King Kong onto the top side to use his very own retribution as well. So there were no retributions available for both of the junglers. Omega wanted to rush it, and Ajay, King Kong, looming in the corner.
Well, talking about rushing it right now, it's going to be King Kong who is rushing these kills. He can dive in. He's got some moves. He's got the Phantom Execute.
Wait a minute.
Got the puncture damage. That's King Kong with more kills than I can count right now. That I thought he would have gotten. TNC clapping back hard.
Wow, King Kong and the rest of the boys coming through right there. Now going to be getting another turret here. So whatever hope Smart Omega found a little bit ago, plus that turtle, it's now been diminished. It's gone. And the assault continues, especially in the mid lane.
He's not playing around as at this moment. He has already also secured a Guardian's Helmet so that he doesn't need to go back into the base to heal. He just, you know, goes away from the fight, and he's already starting to regenerate his life, and that's going to help TNC in terms of the continuous rotation and pressure that they want to showcase the side of Smart Omega, because as we start to see now, it's Kelra.
Who's going to be the one initiating for you? You're just going to constantly be responding to TNC.
Essentially, the draft actually boiled down to just Ryota being the initial, being the sole initiator here.
Matchup also starting to become a problem for Smart Omega, even though they got, you know, they got a turret, but again, it's going to be a trade because Terizla already started buying here a Dreadnought armor, which is going to decrease the amount of extra physical damage that will be received by that hero. So it's an immediate counter to the Martis. Even the Edith's not going to have much of a problem. So although he is yet to buy a magic defense item aside from the boots, just to sustain the Primal Wrath that will be given by the Marksman.
That's the worry thing, the worrisome thing here as well, is the fact that, you know, for TNC, they have two pretty much beefy boys to work around that, the Minotaur, obviously the Terizla as well, but also, as you can see, right, if Goyo continues to take the Primal Wrath from Edith, that's just another added, you know, bonus to this lineup here as they battled out for this first Lord.
Knock up.
They're going for it.
Matt's going straight for the Lord here. Oh my god, that was actually pretty close, so in the end, TNC cleans it up. 2 kills in the Lord for none. Basically a tower here for Omega. Not the best of trades right now.
Yup, they've managed to get a consolation prize though. They'll take whatever they can get with a turret down bot and also Wind of Nature for Kelra. So this is basically the Kelra bank. This is the bank of the barangay that they have to take care of at this point, because all of the damage potential is on to Kelra. He's managed to secure a bunch of turrets here, but because TNC Pro Team has gotten so many objectives that he got in from the start of this game, it builds up to at least a 7.7k gold lead, something that Smart Omega has had difficulty in terms of handling. And one thing that they've had difficulty in trying to handle, it's King Kong, just because they don't have any other crowd control aside from the Earth Shatter and the reverse time that is brought about by both the Diggy and the Edith.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to catch him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, let's say, I mean, even given the situation TNC's in, a lot of the teams have trouble controlling the King of the Jungle, right? I mean, the King of the Apes here, King Kong, and now the assault on the top side goes through. TNC knocked it on the base.
Looks very difficult right now. Kelra's positioned
Raj.
well, already popped the Wind of Nature. That tower's going down for sure. What's going to be next for TNC here? Can they get more? Tomax making sure that TNC are punished even a little bit for their transgressions. But right now, it seems like TNC is not slowing down anytime soon. These bombs just not making the impact we think they should be making from the Shaq Mamba.
Enchanted Talisman has been brought here by Shaq Mamba, but just because the Minotaur is there, who already has the 5 assists, whenever he just presses his second skill, anyone beside him is gonna get healed. So that already, you know, removes the threat of having the Diggy on your side, because you would expect that unless it's like 4 bombs consecutively launched into just one player, then that is something that Ben thinks is gonna have a little bit more difficulty in trying to heal because he only has 1, but there goes the Echo.
Here we go, some pure damage.
King Kong's going
being
in and
thrown
out,
off
dude.
here by Omega. And their lineup is definitely pure damage, right? No CC means everyone just wants to go for damage, supposedly.
Yeah.
So I guess they're banking on the time where Matt and Itomax can, and Kelra can kind of just kill people immediately with their normal attacks. But again, very difficult to pull off, even with a Decimate. So Itomax has his work cut out here. Normally, he's the guy that everyone hunts down so that Kelra can shine. But that's not a factor here because Itomax is way out back right now.
Yeah, he needs plenty of time here. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we always talk about. Omega timers, right? They found themselves in this similar situation multiple times throughout the regular season and seasons past. And usually at this point, you're probably thinking, all right, well, they probably need about, I would say, 5 to 8 minutes, right, to really be where they need to be. Because now that TNC has garnered themselves nearly, you know, a 9,000, almost a 10,000 gold lead, they're obviously playing like they have nothing to lose. That's exactly what their key to victory was, and they're going for it here. So now, with this next Lord up here, Smart Omega might want to go ahead and just get information. They might try to pull something amazing off, but we know that they're quite split up as well, so the numbers are not in their favor. But you got to keep an eye on here, the Lord Dance, as well as the bottom side of the map as they go for it.
Yeah.
A little too far.
Right now, Matt tried really hard to get in range to go for the 50-50, but he was spotted out by 2 TNC members. There was no way he was going to make it there.
Oh my goodness. This is already starting to sound bad or look bad for the side of Smart Omega because they're banking on the damage output, but their composition is not built for the late game. We saw that a while ago in the draft index. They only have the Novaria and even the Bruno, and even with the Bruno scaling, they also have to worry about Innocent with a full barrage, and the Lord is already here.
Yeah, watch out for Innocent here. He's going to be the biggest damage dealer in this game for sure. Although right now, King Kong and Goyo making sure.
Oh, wait a minute.
An Ajay penalty zone, and of course that's what you get for the Diggy, but it's not going to be enough. Ryota goes down as well. Matt can't really cast anything. It's all up to Kelra. It's all up to Itomax right now, and even then, it looks very, very bleak.
He's cashing in, though.
They're going to go for it. I think they might try to end it, but Kelra and Etumax, can they defend it here?
They're doing their best as of the moment, and it looks like they will defend it, but it's in exchange of all the inhibitors.
Yeah, that's a very bare base here for Omega.
Fully exposed base.
Oh, wait.
Combo's coming in. Damage is real. Kelra, can you just stay alive? He's not afraid of King Kong right now. Kelra, Filipino Savage is making sure that you know who he is.
Okay, that was a play, but they got some work to do.
They got a lot of work to do.
Great play.
That's a lot of work to do.
Great decision, but what can they do with that?
Hey, it's a start. It's a
good
start. Like, you get to use the flicker, you get to shut down King Kong, and that's a best case scenario if you're the Bruno at this point, because that just boosted up your gold to get Demon Hunter's sword and get a full-on item that you could release your arsenal, just kick some balls, and unleash hell on the side of TNC. But can they do just that?
I'm gonna
Kick
say,
some balls.
just kick some balls.
Kick some
right?
balls.
That's all you got to do. Apparently, that's what it comes down to.
He's
But
doing it right now.
I'm going to remind you guys what we said about TNC and
Yeah.
their story, their trend. This is the
Oh.
battle of two personalities. And TNC usually has a massive lead like they have for the majority of the game, and then for some reason, they just can't finish the job. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like the yin and yang of early and late game.
That's true, though. That's true.
Like, there's so many things that you have to worry about. Even when TNC's heroes are very good in terms of the late game, there's something about the late game that Omega likes so much. I don't know what it is, but it's where the Mamba mentality kicks in. It's where the Chuck Mamba surprise, where he can't make surprises with this hero as of the moment just because it's here. But
Yeah.
maybe he can save. He can surprise his teammates and save them when they need it the most.
Well, I actually know why they love that late game, man.
There you go. Ba, 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 ba.
Backs against the wall, more support for the swing back. That's exactly how Omega plays, and they're showing it right now.
This is going to be crucial here. Matt getting poked down a little bit. Got to be careful about this, too, because if you get whittled down too much, you're going to be forced back, right? You're going to be forced in a defensive position once again. And I think still, even given the situation, they're still at the whims here of TNC and their initiation, their momentum that they still have, right? It was, once again, a great play earlier on that defense. Yes, Smart Omega has bought some more time. You know that Kelra's online now. He's got a little defense as well. But they still have to take care of him. They still have to keep him alive because he's their main point of damage.
Yeah.
Etu Max as well can poke down the best he can. Flicker
wait,
Anu.
wait.
Chocolate with a flicker. Oh my goodness, Ajay is going to be the main target here, but he's able to make it out alive. That's a lot of resources being spent on trying to take out a very beefy
Goyo.
boy. I'm not sure if that was
Goyo.
worth it. Goyo's on the back. Omega doesn't know, and they are going to get punished so hard for it, although he's forced to flicker out. That's
Oh.
Omega with spending everything they have, just
Good
trying to
things.
stay alive. And look at that, Matt. He's the one with the retry. He's not supposed to go down. It's Kelra in the front now. What is happening
Wait a
here?
minute!
TNC are backing out. Oh my
Kelra!
goodness, they're getting wheeled down. Flickering as well, Kelra. With the flicker. What are you doing? You can't do that to me. Don't you know who I am? I got
Ajay!
in trouble as
Oh
well.
my
King
goodness!
Kong is next right now on the docket. What is this? Omega.
Keller was that dude! He said, I'm him.
What a
It's my time to
Chad.
shine. I told you a while ago, Niso and Rockhart, they were trying to protect the bank, now they're cashing in. They want to make sure that the damage is going to be felt by the rest of the members of TNC Pro Team. And again, it was a chain or a domino effect. Etomax releases the Astral Echo so that, the Worldie is going to catch all of the other members, especially when they're leaned on together. The buy, or the item that was bought by Shaknu, which is the Necklace of Durance, is also going to help them in, alleviating the pressure coming in from the regeneration of the Minotaur. So they're now in control.
Oh, here comes
wow.
the full barrage, though.
Oh,
Good
wait.
damage coming in from TNC, who gets...
Smart Omega has found what they needed. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Look, it's almost 19 minutes.
Wait,
It's that time.
2 heroes are down though.
Two heroes are
Two
down.
heroes are down. That's not going to be easy. So this Lord is actually just going to equalize the battlefield a little bit here.
Man, I mean, they're gonna clear it pretty easy at this point. This is an easy peasy lemon squeezy lineup here for the side of TNC that could very well deal damage in later portions, but now they want to go for the base.
Oh!
Wait!
Straight for the base here. Ajay with the penalty zone. Not going to be able to slow down Chad
Oh,
before the meantime.
Kelra.
But yeah, the minions might be way too much. Benfing's tanking up everything he can.
What is
Yoda's
up?
back on the field. Oh my god, it's
Oh!
He misses
Here
on
he
the other
goes!
but he hits the Earth Shatter, and Benfing makes everyone jump, but
Hey, hold
he
on.
will be
Oh,
punished for
wait!
it as well.
Wait!
My goodness! Kelra, somebody stop this guy! Goyo!
Matt!
The destruction, he has to back out. Man, oh man!
Oh.
Here comes Omega. This is the Omega we know.
Calera is just him. I'm just telling you right now. He's not supposed to be in front.
He am I.
He am I.
He am
I'm just-
I.
Like, what's it? He's using the Claude He's using the Bruno as the Claude.
Yes.
Just go in the front line and then back away. He doesn't even
That's
have a
true,
BMI. He just kicks balls and is kicking them straight at TNC Pro Team. Now, Innocent and Ben things are down. No setter, no main damage dealer, and they want to go for the reverse.
From a 7K to a 0K gold lead, bro. My goodness, look at that.
And they're finally leading, I think.
Wow.
They're finally
again.
leading.
9,000, almost a 10,000 at one point. Gold lead from TNC has now been annihilated. And that's also another key item being picked up here from Kelra. He's now got the Wind of Nature. He's locked in defensively and offensively what he needs. He relies on Chaknu for the rest here. So this could be, once again, where Smart Omega now asserts themselves for the next Lord fight in less than a minute away. Kelra is going to be fully buffed up and ready to go, and it's TNC's job to figure it out. Like, how do they get to Kelra, or do they try something different? The base, once again, for Smart Omega is fully exposed, right? They could try to put some pressure somewhere else, or are they in the forced position to just stay together for all these team fights here, Hans?
I mean, look at that, right? Matt doesn't even deal a bunch of damage. He's the second to the last in the total damage dealt for the side of both teams, even Smart Omega and TNC Pro Team combined. So it's really up to Kelra at this point. All he needs to do is to just secure a more objective. So positioning is going to be key. He doesn't have, or he actually bought an Immortality as his very own item, something that he didn't have before all of the Lord fights even started. So now he has extra insurance. He can continue to contest a little bit more in terms of the objectives. But again, TNC Pro Team needs to find Kelra. In any possible scenario, they have to stop Kelra. Kelra is the main point of damage and the main source of pressure for the side of Smart Omega. No, or Flicker available. Quantum Charge is already there to speed him up in this fight. And Chakno has done a magnificent job. We're starting to see a little bit more flexibility because all he needs to do, protect Kelra and dish him damage.
Oh man, Ajay, I think already is going to be in trouble here. Not going to be overreacting. No use of the flicker right now. Full barrage already activated as well. Etomax looking for Ajay. Not going to be hitting home. At least for the meantime, Lord Dance will resume.
We know how crucial this Lord's going to be here, right? Yes, TNC still holds on to a couple of those base turrets, but they've got to respect it now. Smart Omega fully where they need to be in terms of itemization. And you can see the difference as well. Even with the fact that Matt has an immortality this time, he's a lot more confident in going toe-to-toe with King Kong here, knowing that King Kong doesn't have that, right? So this is crucial here. Ben Things will get in position and try to hold him at bay. You also got to watch out, once again, for Ajay. Has that flicker, penalty zone combination.
Oh, everyone spotted out here by the
Everyone spotted
Astral
out.
Echo. Dance is still ongoing. Kelra nowhere to be found by TNC. What's the call going to be then?
Etomax is away though.
So
They're going to reset it. They're going to reset it.
All right, they go for the reset.
All right, so right now it is going to be Etomax joining the fray. He's very close by. He also has some minions on top, so TNC might have to keep their eyes split up a little bit as well.
Oh wait, Innocent taking the damage though. That's going to hurt because you don't want the gold laner. He's supposed to be at the back.
That's right. And everyone's actually ready to go for the fights. And I'm not sure. I don't know what TNC is thinking. They're split up. They don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do. Oh!
Ajay goes for it though. And of course, there it is. Chaknu just keeping Kelra alive and King Kong. His eyes are on the prize. Etomax though, good vision coming in.
Oh wait.
Oh, Rio, the gold went down. Oh, that's huge.
That's big right there.
That's big, man.
Wow. We didn't get to see that off the camera there, but Ryota went down. They were holding the Lord together, so it didn't reset. So this is going to be TNC securing this Lord here. Almost sniped away, but they managed to get it.
Props to Ajay for starting that whole team fight because he managed to land a penalty zone that went onto the 4 members, forced Chaknu to use the Time's Journey, and then from there, they started wreaking havoc to the side of the barangay. Even when Etomax used the barangay CCTV, aka the Astral Echo, to check them all out, it didn't really pan out as much because there were no other members, and Ryota was also cut out in the process. Fortunately for them, it's going to be 15 seconds before Ryota's going to be alive, and the Lord is just going to be in time for them to defend. Although TNC has the brunt of the damage on their side, is it possible for Omega to still defend with 1.4k gold lead ahead?
TNC is really tanky though, so they're going to be able to sustain out of these astral recalls. Even the bunnies are deaf.
Oh, they're going to have to deal with this Lord, though. It's quite beefy here, along with the minions. Can they do it?
Where's Kelra? Eyes on Kelra, guys. You know the drill. You know the drill. Ajay looking for that one. Full barrage hits everybody. Very early times journey here by Chaknu. Matt goes down. Ryota will probably do so as well. Lord is out. Minions are cleared. Omega can go. Where will they follow?
25 minutes in.
So that was a good situation for the side of Omega, because Kerra, he entrusted the Lord to the rest of his teammates to just take care of it as much as possible.
He
and then Kerra tries to go for the other minions on the bottom side, and then tends to help so that there's no minions on the rest of the map for the side of TNC Pro Team. It also helped when Etomax was dishing out damage using the astral recalls continuously, so that the pressure is going to be felt by the side of TNC Pro Team. It was a very good try, but again, TNC needs to finish this game by hook or by crook, if I should say.
Tough situation here to be in. Again, TNC so adamant on ending the game, even with this. That was what, the fourth Lord I think they had?
Yes.
And they couldn't end it. You know, this is, again, people are probably scratching their heads like, TNC, what is it about you guys where you can't end this game here? And it's a combination of a couple things. It's TNC really trying their best, but at the same time, just amazing defense potential from Smart Omega, which we have seen from them in history and past seasons, even past games for season 12 here. So it's this whole kind of back and forth at this point. Now the one, again, great thing for TNC, they only lost one base turret, right? They at least have that advantage here, but still, they also have quite a few immortalities available to them. We'll see, again, how they play around this. Lord's coming up now in a couple seconds. They're looking to basically take control of the space before Smart Omega gets there. We've been seeing them do this split quite often.
So this is the idea for the side of Smart Omega. It's going to be up to Edith, Novaria, and Bruno to dish out a ton of damage. Matt is going to be the main frontliner just because he has a bunch of defensive items available.
Ryota's going to have to go marksman
he's going to serve. He's going to serve as utility, and you're right, Rockhart. Ryota's going to have to serve in marksman mode just so they could equalize the damage output that the side of TNC Pro Team has, because you're taking a look at a Lancelot that has endless battle and a War Axe that could sustain fights a little bit faster. Plus, an Iksha that already has the trinity of the attack speed. Well, the Windtalker is already there, but again, you don't necessarily have the other item, which is the Golden Staff, so it's not as fast, but you have the Malefic Roar, Corrosion Sight, and the Wind of Nature as well. So
we got the mission.
It's going to be super important, but the mission, it's going to be a barangay relocation here.
Oh man, what is happening right now?
I think
Look at the bottom part of the map. They want to go hard.
They're looking for Innocent,
What's the call going to be? Kelra and Chakler are waiting on the right side, on the bottom side of the map.
Oh, they haven't found Innocent.
Full Vision is here. Oh, they want to do an echo here.
They want to do an echo.
They want to do an echo.
They want to pull an echo.
TNC knows. They know they have the numbers.
They're trying to rush it.
Here we go.
Try to rush it. Full barrage is there. Goya's there. Goya's there. All right, it's going to be safe. It's not going to be ending. But oh man, that's a Lord.
Oh, the base alive.
The base.
They're still fighting. Kelra's still alive.
So quickly. Innocent goes down. Whoa. Oh, flicker by Ajay.
It's Chaknu. It's Chaknu and Kelra against the Phoenix Army.
This is crazy.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
This is crazy. It's an intercept.
Oh no! It's an ambush.
There it goes. Ajay dives in. Not really going to make much of a difference right now, though. They're able to defend at least for the meantime. Everyone from TNC's bruised, but they're alive.
Ow.
They're alive. I think they're going to go ahead and clear this Lord up quite quickly. Full barrage.
Full barrage. Ooh, that hurts.
I mean, at this point, because of the cooldown talent that Chaknu has bought up, they're starting to have Time's Journey every 12 seconds. That's how fast he's getting. All right, that's insane coming in from Chaknu. And this has been the problem all this time. Like, we haven't seen much of the flexibility coming in from Chaknu, but we're starting to see it now. He's the personal bodyguard, the personal assistant of Kerala in this
Personal
match.
assistant.
Right, you just have to give it at this point. Matt started off with a wonderful retribution take. It doesn't matter if you don't get the very first Lord.
You know what?
AKA what Midnight said. The most important thing is for you to get the most recent Lord and change the tides of this game.
At the very least, that was mission failed successfully.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
something for it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh, man. And with that whole situation, you saw the win probability now highly in favor, of course, of Smart Omega. At this point, the 30-plus minute mark, it comes down to those minor things like that, right? Where there was actually pressure being put by Smart Omega. And I was hoping that TNC would do that earlier, like minutes ago, even from the previous Lord, thinking, man, you've already got the base fully exposed to Smart
Wow.
Omega. Why don't you guys put some pressure on the side lanes or at least force Smart Omega to respond to it, right?
it's like they're always in the mid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always clumped up together, and they're not taking that chance, basically, for that.
But that's the benefit of their lineup. They have the Minotaur, so they kind of don't have another choice, because in terms of rotation, they're not really in the lead just because they have the Terisla.
Yeah.
And in addition to what you've mentioned, Etomax can easily go from one lane to another because he can cross borders, literally go through walls, make sure that the Astral Recall is going to be there.
It's,
But
it's another
King's gonna be
mission.
the choice.
It's another mission. Oh my
King Kong.
goodness, they are trying to pull down
King
King Kong.
Kong.
King Kong's so squishy against Kelra.
King
My
Kong.
goodness! No! Not like this!
Wow, decisive from Smart Omega. Taking out
Wow.
the jungler of TNC all at the perfect timing. This is now going to be a Lord for theirs to take. TNC
Oh my goodness.
going to be forced to defend
Free
in
Lord.
their base.
Barangay report, threat has been neutralized.
Right.
I repeat,
Neutralized.
threat has been neutralized. And the threat of the barangay, the suspect, if we should say, is going to be none other than the dude that you see on your screens right now. And they're in tandem.
Yeah, the range squad.
It's the range squad, bro. Etomax just clearly clearing out the waves, and he's been the guy. They've managed to change a little bit in terms of roles. Like, usually you want to have the XP laners clearing the other side, clearing the dead lane. But it's Etomax because he's faster in terms of rotation, and the Wilderness
Man.
Blessing helps him to go from one lane to another whenever he crosses the river. And now, Smart Omega, they're looking to finish this game.
32 minutes, bro.
32 minutes here. Lord now going to go in, AJ.
Oh, beautiful intro by Ben Phoenix. There's a full barrage, but no. Brianna goes for the finish. It's an Omega win. They tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, Omega got it.
And this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance.